Welcome back to The Legend of Heroes Trails in the Sky SC. We're here at the very end of Ouroboros' lakeside laboratory, but before we go through this door, there's something very important that you need to do now. And that is, remove all good quartz from everyone besides Estelle. So I'm going to need to really change up my inventory a bit off camera, but essentially, you want a good stock of very high level quartz in your inventory right now. Okay, so here is the orbment setup that I have on Estelle. It's basically just enough to get Death Scream, which is what I want. And on everyone else, I have pretty much the best arts that I can get with substandard quartz. You want to leave all of your best quartz in your inventory, like I said. So attack 4, defense 4, basically anything with a 4 in it, and all of the level 2 quartz you want to leave in your inventory in case you need them later. In terms of equipment, make sure that at least one buzzer is either in your inventory or on Estelle, because the buzzer is very helpful later. I have one more buzzer, so I can afford to keep that on Olivier, and for everyone else, just make sure they have accessories that aren't extremely powerful. Basically, gladiator items, the Grail Locket, and especially the emergency puppet if you still have it, and proxy puppets. Keep those in your inventory before you go to this fight. So I'm going to heal up the extra EP that I lost. And with all of that done, let's save just in case this goes badly. In terms of tactics, I think I'm fine with this formation setup. And again, make sure you have every chest in the Lakeside Lab. There's 19 of them, because we're never coming back here. And make sure that all of your good gear is stripped from other party members, and all of your good quartz in your inventory or on Estelle. Now, we can enter.
I hold in my hand the chalice of heaven. May its holiest of light act as our shield.
do this thing.
No problem.
Let me show you the true essence of beauty.
This ends here.
They messed with the wrong guy.
So, apologies for being silent there, I wanted to preserve the atmosphere of that fight. That's the first time that song plays, it's called Heartless Surprise Attack, and just seeing the creepy Joshua doppelgangers, them immediately attacking you, getting the preemptive strike, and hearing that song for the first time, it's a moment that I just find hits pretty hard, so I wanted to preserve that atmosphere. And also, I wanted to just completely demolish them without really, saying anything, because they deserve it. That was horrible. Speaking of horrible, hi there! Oh, his name tag's reverted again. What is it with Luve's name tag and constantly switching? It just can't make up its mind what to call him. So as you can see, we have no access to any of our equipment menus right now. So, we are stuck with whatever we have on these people, and Estella's stuck with whatever she had at the time. Now you can probably see why I did all that preparation. You know that thing that Campanelle was going to get permission to use? We're on board it right now. This is their real base. The one they use when they're ready to stop being subtle. Well, that's terrifying, and what's even more terrifying is we're actually in control of Ren right now. We can still see his stealth status, and we still have most of our stuff, which is why I recommended you keep a lot of your good items in your inventory. Thing is, we can't exactly use it just yet, because Ren would totally gut us if we tried to attack her right now. It's also kind of funny if you make Ren do silly things like this. But anyway, you actually don't want to head to the elevator just yet, because there are actually some chests in here that you can grab now, as Ren. Especially this one, Knockout Meatball. This is why I bought all those ingredients before we left Bose. No matter where you go in this life, there's always someone looking to take you for all you've got. It happened to me, and it will happen to you. And one more in here. I know it's not much fun to open an empty chest, but think about how much fun it was to open it when it still had something in it. Ah, memories. Yeah, even the chests on board the Ouroboros headquarters are as snarky as always. Speaking of which, yeah, this place actually has its own built-in map system, which we might want to study a bit later on. Now, yeah, we can't go through that door either. There's really not that much we can do right now. Except head up here. And looks like there's voice identification on all of the more sensitive parts of this ship, so that's something to keep in mind. Okay, so that was basically our first taste of Ren's combat abilities. Not herself, but by proxy. And yes, they have access to all of Joshua's crafts from FC, including Black Fang, which you did get to see. Sometimes if you win the fight too quickly, they won't use Black Fang. They tend to use that when they're low on health, but it can be pretty dangerous if all three of them use Black Fang at once. That's why I went for Kevin's Grail Sphere early, just to make sure that I had a buffer to fall back on in case that happened. And no more controlling Ren. So, nothing for it, but it's time. The Professor will see us now. And this moment is one that always kind of sticks out to me, because what is it with villains and playing the organ? Ganondorf does it, and now it's like something they teach you in villain school. And this is our first time we're hearing Professor Wiseman's real theme in full. We've heard snippets of it buried within other themes, fittingly. But this is the real thing. No. Nothing you play is ever relaxing. Please don't. So this is something that you don't see every day in video games, an evil ex-priest. Essentially, he's one of Kevin's group gone bad. All of that knowledge about artifacts and where to find them, he's decided to use that for nefarious purposes. You said you would answer any of our questions. Then again, we shouldn't expect this guy to hold up any bargains he makes. So my guess is Phase 1 coup, Phase 2 experiments, Phase 3 whatever's next. Yeah, Estelle telling it like it is. Yeah, I believe the dialogue you get from Blue Blanc here is actually based on how many of his side quests you completed. Four enforcers and one Anguist in a room. Wait. No, 5. And 6. One thing I find interesting about this situation is they don't take any of your weapons or items going in here, or quartz even. But it's still totally justified because even if you did try to fight back, like, this is 6 enforcers and 1 Anguist in one room. They know that there's no way that you could take all of them at once. So they did not need to bother stripping your weapons. In fact, I'm guessing Wiseman left her with her staff because he knew that she'd try something like this, and he wanted to play this on her. But here it is, here's the big reason why they all invited her here. Oh yeah, sure. Abandon everything you stand for and join an organization that's participated in a coup that could have killed many, many innocent people, does experiments on ancient dragons, makes them destroy entire marketplaces, injuring more innocent people, regularly employs people like Volta, who has talked at length about brutally killing people. But, you know, that's all worth it if it means seeing Joshua again. Yeah, that's not faulty logic at all. And, well, this is like that classic, villain of explaining that you're about to be imprisoned against your will in a very, very polite way. So, do you hate Wiseman even more now? I mean, yeah, but Estelle actually brings up something interesting here. She could actually use this as a chance to get on the inside. But I mean, at least one of them probably suspects that she'd do something like that. Oh yeah, sure. Well, how it tends to go is once you get that deep and find out that much about their plans, you get into the position where if you try and leave, they'll just kill you because you know too much. Oh yeah, personality, definitely true. It is interesting to think about that. You've got Blue Blunk's crazy obsession with beauty, Volta's desire to just fight strong opponents regardless of any kind of morality behind it. Ren has her own situation that we'll find out more about later. Luciola, again, we'll find out about her later. And Louvet, we're about to find out a little bit about him right now. Yeah, every time we saw you before, he also knew your fighting style. And you were around when the school play happened. Yeah, that was why he always felt strange around Professor Alba. Wait a minute, how do you know Karen? Joshua's mentioned Karen, but... By the way, Karen was the fake name that Joshua gave when he was disguised as a maid in the castle. And... there it is. That was Joshua's sister. 10 years ago again. I think you know what she was another victim of. So... remember when I told you all that this game got pretty dark towards the later parts of it? We're kind of being warned about that now. We're about to find out exactly how Karen died, and, you might want to brace yourselves. Remember how Wiseman said Joshua was pretty much catatonic when he found him? But the story of Karen is also the story of something else. Something we've heard about a lot over the course of this tale. That book on the 100 Days War Joshua was reading back in FC at Valeria Lakeshore, it says that the Empire made a grievous error based on an incident within their borders. That's what this is. Yeah, the landslide thing was a cover-up. So, now we know the real reason for the 100 Days War. Yeah, Joshua was... wow, how young would he have been at the time? Yeah, Joshua told us that part before. Also, now I can reveal something that you may have already figured out by now. The song that's playing now, that also forms the tune of Silver Will, this is the theme of the Hummel incident. That is why it's been associated with Louve since we first met him. So, Louve joined willingly, though, after all that. Truer words have never been spoken. This is just yet another amazing moment for Estelle. He sums it up right there. She heard that entire tale and her response is just like being her usual optimistic self. I mean, they're actually more like brothers in a way. So that's their connection. Luve is essentially... You'd think that he would have become Joshua's brother-in-law had things not gone the way they did. Oh yeah, you say that. I'm sure you don't feel that. You were the one who kept that dragon from harming innocent people, after all. Yeah, the real question is, why are you still with them? What are you trying to get out of all this? Stealth's great.